everyone, I am back for another subscriber's request, as this is my last one for tonight. And so the next subscriber up that wanted me to do a reading is coming in from AJ, and he requested me to do a celebrity reading for two celebrities actually, and that is on IU, aka Lee Jin-yu. I hope I pronounced that correctly, and Lee Jong Suk. Okay, and so IU, for those that don't know, which I didn't know myself, as I'm not too familiar with this couple, so I had to kind of see exactly where and what they are about in terms of their popularity and where it stands. And so IU, which is her stage name, is a South Korean singer, songwriter, a record producer, as well as an actress that have acted in quite a few films. She is 29 years old, and her zodiac sign is a Taurus, which makes her an earth sign. At this time, she is currently have been linked to be dating Lee Jong Suk, a Korean actor from the popular Korean TV series. I know I sound like I didn't say that correct. He is known from appearing and being in the popular Korean TV series Big Mouth. He is 33 years old, and his zodiac sign is a Virgo, making him as well an earth sign. So I know, AJ, part of your question, one of the questions was, are they a compatible couple? And I will tell you now, before we get into the cards, that yes, they are. Why? Because for one, you can say that they are astrologically aligned because they share the same element, right? Being of earth sign, right? So these pairs would be one of the most compatible for a love relationship. Why? Because they are loyal and they understand each other well and expect stability in life. And I can vouch for that because I am a Taurus. So that makes them a very well matched couple. Okay, so that kind of answers that part of the latter part of your question. And so speaking of which, in addition to that, you just wanted to know overall how they feel about each. I can't speak. You wanted to know how they feel about each other. How does IU feel toward Lee Jung, and how does Lee Jung feel toward IU? So we are going to go into the cards now, so I can address that question. And then your other question was, overall, is there a possibility of marriage for them in the future? Okay, we will close out with addressing that answer. So your first question is how they feel about each other. So first, we're going to speak about IU, okay, and how she feels about Lee Jung. So the first card that came out was the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups represents emotions. It can mean certain things in a reading, but for this speaks about the fact that they don't have a dull moment. It's excitement. Because generally in the position that it is, in the upright position, I don't do reversals, but definitely I can speak about the opposite energies. This is where actually, right quick, that an intuitive will have to really tune in to channel exactly what the message is and what is represented by the card. If as a reader, you just go by the basic general meanings and the energy of the cards, then that kind of takes away from you displaying your intuitive gifts, right? So even though generally in other readings, depending on the scenario of that reading, it can represent someone who's bored, right? Who's looking for fun. For me, this is the opposite of how she feels about Lee Jung. That he overall is someone who's very adventurous, who is not boring. So overall, their relationship is fun, right? And that's what she likes about him. That he's full of, it's always like there's never a dull moment in their relationship because they always have things going, right? So that's a check right there, right? And then following that, I'm going to move over and then I'll work my way down. And then the next card that came out is the Major Arcana of the Wheel. So right now, their relationship is going good because the Wheel speaks about things going in your favor. But it's like a continuing, if you will, a process. But it just basically means a continuation, which means that their relationship is going strong. If you really look, if you will, I can even just go in further and just kind of just say that it started out maybe as friends, and then that their relationship began to grow, build, and get stronger. So you see that big wheel? This is where they at now, that their relationship, or you can say that her feelings toward him has gotten stronger. Things is going well, and this is how she feels about him, okay? And now the other card that came out was the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is, you know, having options, opportunities, making a decision, having, you know, making a choice. So basically, I feel that out of all maybe the guys that she's been linked to and have dated in the past, it speaks about that there's one cup out of all the rest, right, that she is very much in tune to, that she's happy with. And of course, that is Jong. She's very happy with him at this time. I think that he is, out of all the other guys that she may have been linked to, I don't know who all that she's dated, but I feel that when it comes to him, it's something very special about him. It's something that definitely kind of keeps her excited and keeps her curious. And I kind of feel that she is nervous. Like, I feel that she really has great hopes for the relationship to continue to grow and progress. I feel that she get a little nervous, that it's almost like she really wants them to take things to another milestone, right? And I feel that it will, but not getting ahead of myself. And I feel that, like I said, at times, she just feels like she is so in love and she's having a time of her life and feeling real good or in a good place with that relationship with him, if that makes sense, okay? Now, we're going to come down to now clarify those top energies. And so to clarify, going back to the Four of Cups, where I said that she finds him like there's never a dull moment, we have here the Major Arcana of the Judgment, along with the Three of Wands. So this is what I'm saying. The Three of Wands is, if you will, it's like a card that is very, you know, open. Always have things going. It could be like a travel card, but new horizons. It's always things to do. So I feel that as a couple, you know, that, you know, she appreciates that he is always finding things to do for them, where they can just have fun and just have that couple time, right? That there's no judgment. You know, it's almost like, it's like, okay, what do you have in mind? What do you want to do? And vice versa. I feel that they are very much in sync with each other. Now, to clarify that Wheel card, we have the Page of Wands along with the Two of Pentacles. So this is her energy as well, his energy, because it's two pentacles. Them both being of earth sign, right? Her being a Taurus, him being a Virgo. To me, it represents stability. It represents balance. They find balance in each other, or they find that they balance, that there is equilibrium, right? There's, like, if you will, give and take. And not surprising, the Six of Pentacles didn't come out, but to me, this is like representative of the energy of the Six of Cups. Six of Pentacles, I'm sorry, where it's like a give and take, and I feel that equally she feels that they both share, that there's a balance between them, right? They share different things, whatever that may be, when it comes to their relationship, that is very solid in that aspect. Now, to clarify the energy of the Seven of Cups, we have here the Fool and the World. Two major arcanas, and I always say whenever we have major arcanas that pop out in a reading, it just speaks about the intensity, but it kind of really puts a strong energy behind the significance of what the message is and the overall attitude and the spirit that the reading is carrying. So for her toward him, it just really speaks about the fact that she is very much into him. She's excited. She it's like she is on an adventure with him, because as I said, they always have like things to do. They find different ways to do fun things, and that's what the Fool's energy is about. It's taking a leap of faith, but it's about being adventurous. And then we have the World card, right? The World card is exciting, going out in the world, like taking, like, it's almost like that power couple, if you will, right? That power couple that is just so adventurous together, working along together, finding ways to keep that relationship, exciting, and just doing fun things. And that's the overall energy I feel, and how she feels about him. She sees him as someone that is overall very exciting, full of life, and that she has overall respect for him. Now, as we shift down, I pulled out some love oracles to speak further upon overall what is the final messages of what these energies represent. So to overall bring out the symbolic final message of what the Judgment, the Three of Wands, means under that Four of Cups, the love oracle that came out is Cupid's arrow. So there's love in the air. There's love in her eyes toward him. She's in love. She's feeling like this fool, adventurous. She's excited. She has a bubbly attitude, or he makes her feel bubbly inside. It's like that butterfly feeling. That's what I get behind that, right? Now we move over to clarify what is the overall symbolic message for the Page of Wands, the Two of Pentacles. Under that Wheel card, we got girl talk. So I feel that there are moments that she spends time with her girlfriends, and that she brags to her girlfriends about him, that she's in love, and she feels that, he's the one. I think he's the one. And I think I can hear her saying that. I think he's the one, and it's seeing potential. And she's hoping, like I said, that they continue to grow, because I feel that there might be moments that she gets nervous, that, what if this go wrong? But, I think that she definitely, like I said, brags and talks to her girlfriends about him. But also, because of the Two of Pentacles, I feel that not only her, but both of them, they respect. They have their time together as a couple, but I feel that they also respect each other's time. When she wants to hang out with her girlfriends, he respects her. Vice versa. When he wants to hang out with the boys, she respects him. So again, this Two of Pentacles speaks about balance in every way, okay? Now, as we close out on her side, to get the symbolic message behind the Fool, the World, under that Seven of Cups, we have here the Axe and Passion. The Axe, you can say, well, again, going back to what I mentioned, if as an intuitive, we always look at and go with the upright meanings of a card, sometimes it may not be the case. And in this case, I'm speaking about the opposite action, right? This is what came out. And remember when I mentioned that sometimes she feels nervous, because the Axe speaks about breakup, separation, right? Abandonment. This is why I picked up and feel she is nervous in hopes that they don't break up, because she loves him. She's into him. She loves the way the relationship is flowing. And so I feel that at times when we have something good in our life, when we have someone that we feel connected to and we get along, there might be periods of time where you'd be like, things is going so good, I'm just hoping that nothing happens that can cause us to break up. So again, I'm speaking about the opposite energy of this. This is what she is feeling and hoping deep down inside, I hope this continues. I love it. All right? Because then at the bottom of that, and I pulled it out, this is how she really feels. Passion. And it says here, insane chemistry, and this is why I feel this is how she feels. Insane chemistry, liking each other, and having fun. Going back to that Fool, having fun. She love it. I feel that they do have fun, and when she, looks at him, there's never a dull moment. Remember, we came out with the Four of Cups. It's never a dull moment. They have fun. when they do spend that couple time together. All right, so that takes care of that part and how she feels toward him. Now we're going to move over to see how he feels about her. And the first card that came out for him was the Seven of Cups. Now, Seven of Cups can speak about various things, but in some instances, particularly when you have the Seven of Cups that comes up in matters of love, in a relationship, to me, for me, it speaks upon the past. Because it's almost like comparing. You're comparing people that you have had or been in relationships with, or women that, or vice versa, either or masculine or feminine, that you have dated and maybe it didn't go well. And now, moving ahead, that you find yourself now dating again and being in a relationship, it's just kind of looking back and comparing. Wow, this one is different. She's different from all the other cups. The cups meaning perhaps other women he might have dated in the past, right? Not that it was a bad experience, because he may not have a bad experience, but it's something about her that stands out from all the rest, okay? And then moving over, we have here the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is an energy, if you will, speaking about someone who has either challenges, if you will, even the phrase goes, being like the wounded warrior, or someone that has come out of a situation that wasn't maybe the best, but it can also just be a situation where you can look back again, right, and just kind of saying, they weren't for me. For whatever reason, they weren't really my match. They really weren't quite for me. And so now moving ahead, you are really like trying to really see all the qualities that this current person that you are with have. That's what I feel. That he feels when he's thinking about her and seeing her, you know, for what it is. And then next we have the Death card, a major arcana. The Death card speaks about endings, but starting over again. So again, I don't know who he has dated in the past, but obviously it didn't work out. And so, and moving ahead, he's kind of like now, you know, leaving that behind. Whoever he might have maybe thought perhaps he might have maybe went further with in a relationship. It's like, well, that's done, that's over. Now I'm with IU and she makes me feel good. I feel that she could potentially be the one in the long haul. Speaking about that stability, going back to being compatible, he definitely sees her as someone that will be for him. Okay, now let's come down to now speak upon those top energies. And so to clarify the Seven of Cups, we have here the King of Wands and the King of Swords. Now, when I pulled these two cards out, I kind of chuckled because the message or the attitude that I felt about this is that he appreciates that she is not like a talker. And when I say a talker, meaning some women in relationships, right, they can be very outspoken, too outspoken where sometimes it can be maybe disrespectful, or talking where, you know, it's overbearing, right? Some men don't like overbearing, overconfident women and how they speak. And I feel that when it comes to her, he likes the fact that she's very tactful, that there's a sweet disposition about her, even in her language, when they communicate, right? Wands is someone that is passionate, so he appreciates that she has passion, but not too overly passionate. He appreciates her as, when it comes to the King of Swords, he appreciates that she speaks, but she uses tact. She's not overbearing, if that makes sense. Right? So again, it speaks about even being balanced in her actions and her words, that she's very tactful. He appreciates that about her. So that's what I get with these energies. And again, going back to the Seven of Cups, this is where he is right now, and looking at her as his potential soulmate, if you will. Okay? So, now to move over to clarify that Nine of Wands energy, we have here the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Now, when you look at this, I don't know how well you guys, how you can pick up on this, but these energies, right, is in different directions. It's not like if it was that, because this card came out first, the Knight of Wands came out first, and then the Queen of Swords. Had it come out, had the Queen of Swords come out first, and then the Knight of Wands, then that means that this Queen of Swords is looking directly toward this Wands energy. But again, it came out, which means it's in the opposite direction. That means what? That again, when I spoke about he appreciates that she's not too overbearing, because Swords is, depending on which Swords card come out, when you get the sword in the hand, it's more about communication. It's not your action sword. So the Queen of Swords represents, generally in any other reading, the Queen of Swords can, however, what? Be very stern, be very, can be very maybe overbearing in her communication, right? Sometimes having off a very brash tone. But again, this is the opposite. Because it's in the opposite direction, it just means that she is the opposite of that kind of effeminate person, right? That she's very sweet in her, I just lost it. Anyway, I think you get the picture. He just like her attitude when it comes to, like I said, speaking to him, that he finds it very respectful. And overall, I feel that they both have respect for each other, back and forth, okay? Now, to speak upon the energy behind that Death card, we have here the Page of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. Page of Pentacles, now there's one pentacle versus a two pentacle. What does that mean? Right away, I feel he's looking at this pentacle, which means he's a pentacle of himself, right? But then he's looking at another pentacle, that is her. Because remember, they're both earth signs. Pentacles represents the earth elements, right? But when you see how he's looking at that pentacle, if you really look, he's looking at that pentacle in awe, like he really loves her, right? Or he really looking at that pentacle, but this is like symbolically speaking, he's looking at her as that pentacle. And he's in awe with her, but he's looking at her for the long term. He's looking for the future with her. And then next to that is the Two of Swords. But it also means a coming together, not distancing each other, but a coming together and becoming one. Because again, there's a one pentacle. That's like a union coming together. Okay? Now, let's clarify the final messages of all these energies with the love oracle. And guess what? Came up for him with the love oracle, wedding rings. And you know what that means? A union, a wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. So you can say that there's a strong potential for them getting married, which now goes into your other question, which was, is there a possibility of marriage? And this says it very clearly, that there's a huge, strong potential. It's a promise, so to speak, that he is definitely, because it is falling under the Seven of Cups, that means he has contemplated or is in the process of contemplating to put a ring on it. Okay? So that answers your question. And then now, as we get the overall final message of the energies of the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Nine of Wands, we have karmic relationship. So his relationships, or whatever it was that he may have had in the past, when it comes to her, it's definitely one that, because this speaks about triggers, you know, things that might not have gone well in those other relationships, whatever reason, right? They have maybe been certain things. It could have been where he might have been with someone that maybe was too talkative or too stern, which he might not have liked, right? because Virgo men, they don't like overbearing women. They like someone who is not too stern when it comes to speaking. They like someone very sweet, right? And so I feel that when it comes to that, and again, comparing, when it comes to her, she is different. She stands out from the rest. And this is why he is deciding and contemplating to put a ring on it. Now, as we close out to now clarify what came out, to finally see what is the final outcome, and to clarify the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Swords that was under the Death card. The first card that came out was Hammer. Now, Hammer is, of course, something that you're putting an end to. Well, just like her, who I said she might get nervous about an ending, same thing with him. He is hoping, I don't think that he feels like her or get nervous, but for surely it's, again, speaking about the opposite, that he is not looking to end this relationship. He is doing the opposite, whereas some will end the relationship with their reading and with his energy toward her. He is not looking to anytime soon in the future to put an end on it. And then I just had to pull these out because they were right under that, because this really just speaks about the final overall aftermath, or what it's going to lead to. And we have soulmates, which speaks about a soul connection, a soul contract, partnership. Remember the Two of Swords? To me, this speaks about that. Partnership, becoming one, joining one, looking at that pentacle, looking at her, and being someone that he sees as his soul connection. Why? And the action, engagement ring. I need not say more. So to answer your question, AJ, is there a marriage that could be in their future? Absolutely, right? Absolutely, it could be in their future. And I don't know if he may have already, perhaps, purchased a ring for her, but just haven't made it official, like an official engagement. Or this is something that he's planning to do maybe soon. Who knows? I tell you what, though, I will definitely, as well as you, keep an eye out, see if anything changes, see if anything develops. Let's kind of just see how this relationship unfolds, and if it will actually lead to an engagement where we will hear a rumor that, guess what, Lee Jung-suk has put a ring on her finger, and I will be back to give you that update, in fact, to let you know that what I did predict perhaps did come true. All right, AJ. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. That wraps it up. If you did, you know what to do. Send some fire to that thumbs button to give me a like, and as well, give me your feedback. I would like to hear your comments on what you thought about this reading. All right, guys. That's about do it for tonight. And on that note, I will wish all of you a wonderful Thursday night. And until the next subscriber's request, you guys have a good one. Peace, love, and light. Namaste. Bye.